What's up, guys? It's your commissioner Slams up in here. I want to do a new thing this year. Is get kind of bored with nothing going on all the time. So I figure I'll make a video doing a recap. Even though Yahoo already kind of does it, why not? I'm gonna cover something a little different. Theirs is automated. This will be a little more personalized, but not really. But whatever. So I'll just go through all the matchups. Let you guys know. What happened. Even though you already probably know, but. Whatever. Start from the top. We're going to use my matchup because that's how it shows up when I look through it. It's mine is at the top. Doesn't matter. I lost. Vaz destroyed me. Well, he didn't destroy me. He only beat me by 1.32 points. I got this whole thing. You can't even see it, can you? It's too fucking bright. Yeah. So I got some data stuff. So he was predicted to beat me by almost 7 points, but he only beat me by 1.3. Both of us got less than we were predicted, but it was a close game. I keep blaming it on the hurricane. I didn't really have my focus on it. It's a lame excuse, but it was serious. Bench points, I had more than he did, but even if I had all the proper people in, and he had all the proper people in, he would have beat me. Because he had max of 130 with 31 bench points. I had 123 with 42 bench points. So that happens. I picked up Woodhead at the end of last season, hoping he would be my PPR master, but he got his hamstring injury, so he didn't do jack for me. So I threw his ass to the IR. And then I figured maybe Peterson would get the feast on the Vikings, but they didn't let him do that either. So bad decision on my part, I guess. Bad coaching decision. Who knows? Whatever. Next matchup. So next we got St. Germain and Candy Cane. St. Germain, Germs, he won by about 7 points. He was predicted to win by about 12.5, so turned out like it was supposed to. They both had a lot of points on the bench. 41 for Germs and about 41 each. But again, even with the best team in for both of them, Germs still would have won. And I noticed while looking through it that old Germain really likes the letter T, J, and D. If you look at his lineup, all his starters had those 3 letters. You got Dak Prescott, Demaryius Thomas, Dustin, whatever his name is, the kicker, Jordy Nelson, Jimmy Graham, Todd Gurley, Theo Riddick, and Ted Ginn. It's like 3 letters. I don't know if you probably didn't plan it, but I thought that was quite the coincidence. Next, we got Mikkel Wander and the Doc. Mikkel won by 2.5 points. He was predicted to win by about 4.5. So not much of a difference there. Doc didn't have a lot of points on the bench. He only had 25 loss, so even his best lineup would have only been 99 points. Whereas Mikkel had 48 on the bench, which would have gave him a 121 possible. So we got a lot of bench opportunities here for our team so far. And again, even with the best team, Mikkel would have won, no issue. So far, all 6 teams I've mentioned, we've gotten less than our predicted amounts, which, that's just the NFL. Sometimes you get all these analysts be like, yeah, they'll score 23 points, and they end up getting 6. It just happens. It's football. What are you going to do? Next matchup, we got Real Clayman and Pens Fan. The prediction was correct. Clayman was supposed to win. He did win. Although, interesting here, but not really interesting. Never mind, it's not interesting. I'm kidding. It's not interesting. Because Clayman had only 13 points they left on the bench. But Pens had 34. So that's a 21-point swing. But due to, the best players that would have been put in, it still would have been Clayman winning by 2 points. Happens. Next matchup. You got anything on that? Next matchup. Nope, I do. I noticed Pens fans got 3 tight ends. I find that interesting. It's not really interesting, but it is kind of interesting because you don't think tight ends high value targets, but he got some good ones. He got Gronk, he's got Witten, he's got Gates. Gates kind of on the end of his career, but he's still a good option. But he's got Gronk and Witten. He had Witten on the bench, who did way better than Gronk. The Patriots offense didn't do too well, but Witten, he's solid, man. I don't know why you wouldn't play him. I would have picked him. I know I was targeting him, but you picked before me. So It happens. Next matchup, Rays versus C-Dub. This was kind of a blowout, 25-point blowout. It was only supposed to be an 11-point blowout, according to the predictions. But either way, Rays was able to outperform his predictions by about 1.5 points. So, good job, Rays. Again, some bench points, but Rays still would have gotten the win. If you didn't notice, Rays did not use a kicker. That's a strategy that I've seen before, but I've never actually seen it used in one of my leagues. Apparently, it worked out for him, but you gotta wonder one of these weeks, who's he gonna drop? Is he gonna pick up a kicker? Is he gonna miss out? Very interesting. His opponent, C-Dub, he had it rough. His two quarterbacks did not do too well. Russell Wilson, who he played, got, what did he get? I'm gonna put it. He got only 8.3 points. Ugh. That Packer defense, woo, doing it big. But on the bench, Joe Flacco, 8 points. So wouldn't have done him any good either way. It's just that was a rough go for week 1. Next matchup, Legendo Rock and Black 2124. So this one was a very, very low scoring matchup. About 70 points to 58 points. I mean, the predictions were, a little high, obviously, but even then, they were both predicted to do under 100. So, it's rough. I mean, the prediction was Legend would win, and he did win. He was only supposed to win by about 5 points, but he won by 12. So that's a big jump there. This was a if only he had paid attention situation. Because on the bench, Black had 53 points. Whew. You put those players in, and all of a sudden you got 104 points instead of the 58. And that would have been a win on his side, because even if Legend did put in his best bench players, which was only 37 points on the bench, he would have only gotten the 83 points. Could have been a win for Black. Tough break, man. Tough break. So I noticed that Legend either wasn't paying attention or just forgot, or who knows. But, you got Odell Beckham, threw him in there, but he's still recovering from that ankle injury. And his defense didn't do nothing for him. Houston used to have a stout defense, but it kind of lacks. 0 points. That's not good. What you gonna do? And Black, again, not paying attention, missed out. I don't know what you're doing over there, bro, but you didn't play. You played Andrew Luck, who, as we all know, he's not playing. So I got you 0 points for that. And also, you tight end, Federowicz, whatever his name is, tight end dude, got another concussion, so he's out for who knows how long until he clears that protocol. And also, along with the whole play the bench and you would have won, the Jacksonville defense came up big. Obviously, didn't play him. Who would think the Jacksonville defense would destroy? But, what you gonna do? It's 27-point difference. Played New England, only had 1. Jacksonville had 28 points. Whew. I'll get to that more. That's another section I got coming up. Next matchup, Texas Ride against M Easy. That one, closest match of the week. Only 1 point separated the two. Texas was supposed to win easy by about 22 points, but ended up being a 1 point difference. Another low-scoring matchup. It was only 71 to 70, basically. It was they were predicted to do 123 and 101, but you only get the 70s. That's rough. So, again, a lot of points on the bench, but it didn't really translate to the best team, because even if you played those people, they would have gone up about, let's see, that would have been about 17 and 29. So, had the best team been in, M-Easy would have won. That's rough. That's rough for you. And also, Texas Ride lost David Johnson, his sleeper keeper, for a few months, luckily. Not the whole season. Wrist injury. So, he'll be on the IR, I'm sure. And M-Easy, he had only, even though he had 46 points on the bench, he did that with 4 players that didn't play because of the postponements to the hurricane, which I find interesting. Which could mean that his bench would have been even more, which is spectacular. And our last, most would call it surprising, but one person would not. Tom won against E-Ticket. Rough go for E-Ticket. Tom ended up with about 153 points, which outdid his estimated 121. E-Ticket, he did just as good as the team was supposed to do, but, you know, when you're playing against another team who got basically Kareem Hunt on your team, yeah, you're going to lose. So, and another crazy thing is Tom also had 63 points on the bench, but he almost had his best team in. So even swapping around, he would have gained only about 13 points, which obviously he didn't need. But E-Ticket with his bench points would have been a best team of about 139. So that's two great teams right there. It's going to be tough for the rest of us, the rest of the season. Yeah, and another impressive thing is that Tom's team got that many points having Andy Dalton as a quarterback, who only got 1 point. 1 point ain't very good, but that's what happened. And also, E-Ticket, unluckiness, he outscored every other team that played except Tom. But it happens. It's rough. Hopefully he'll bounce back next week, do the same, but you never know. E-Ticket also lost Allen Robinson for the year. Torn ACL, which is rough. I also wrote down the top 10 players. Why not? It's interesting. Kareem Hunt, obviously, got a total of 45.6 points. He did 17 rushes, 148 yards, 1 TD, and he caught 5 passes, 98 yards for 2 TDs, owned by Tom, obviously. We got Alex Smith, Kansas City quarterback, owned by M-Easy. He threw for 368 yards with 4 passing TDs for about 31 points. Antonio Brown, 29 points with 11 receptions for 182 yards, no TDs though, owned by E-Ticket. And E-Ticket also owns Matt Stafford, who threw for 28 points. That was 292 yards, 4 TDs. 1 interception though, but yeah, what are you gonna do? And then we got a defense, ranked 5, owned by Vaz, which is why he won. They scored 28 points for 4 safeties, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, 2 touchdowns, 1 safety, and only allowed 9 points. Dang, that's pretty good. Followed by Jacksonville, who was the bench team by Black. They got 28 points off of 10 sacks, 1 interception, 3 fumbles, 1 TD, and only 7 points allowed. Whew. Nuts. Tom's got the next. He owned, who was it? Minnesota wide receiver Stephon Diggs, who scored 27.7 points off of 7 receptions, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. I own Tyreek Hill, who I picked up in the middle of last season, who ended up with about 27 points off of 7 receptions, 133 yards, 1 TD. We got Sam Bradford, who no one owns. I don't know if someone picked him up, but at the time, no one owned him. 25 points, 346 yards, 3 TDs. 3 TDs, no interceptions. And lastly, Tarek Cohn, Chicago running back, 25 points off of 5 rushes for 66 yards and 8 receptions for 47 yards on a TD. So that's your breakdown. I know this week already started, but I'll try and get, I'm already on the go. I'll try to get next week's up a little earlier. Let me know if there's any other interesting things you want to find out. I'm going to post this in the forum. You'll probably watch it there. Maybe not. I'll post it in the chat too. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Good luck, everyone. See you later. Bye.